Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trading Table. This is Andrew. Joined with me is Landon, and today we're going to be going over some of the biggest movers of the market, what to watch for over the weekend, and more. Looking at our heat map here, we can see mostly red today in the tech sector. Apple also red. All around negative day, right? And when the big boys are negative, SPY is going to be negative. Look at this downtrend. I have never seen such a more textbook downtrend. It almost looks kind of pretty. You know, with SPY here. In the morning, we were pushing, right? We were pushing, highs, right? We were moving up to 550 again. If you remember previously, we did have an all-time high with SPY of 550.74. Didn't quite break that today. So, SPY could be, getting ready to maybe explode right here. Maybe it's testing some new waters, but who knows with SPY, right? But, definitely a good pullback for SPY. I wasn't too opposed to it, right? Our Intel play actually did so good today. When I entered it and called out in the Discord, I believe it was around this area. Not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was around this area. Took entry down here and rode up the wave to this 31.09 resistance. I started scaling out, and then I left one runner and sold it like right up there. So not much there, but nevertheless, it was a good 30-35% gain depending on where you entered, where you sold, what limit price you got in at, yada, yada. But, Intel, that was a great play. I did exit it. Big money's still in it. So, maybe if it pulls back, you could potentially look for entry. Up to you. SMH, we were watching this pretty closely in our voice channel today, and be sure to join our voice channel if you haven't already. We go over plays, right in there with our members. We have a bunch of members who are always right there with us. So shout out to you guys. But SMH here, watching it. We were watching it for a breakout. That's exactly what we did. We do have a new bot in development, so be on the lookout for that. And I bet you could take a guess what that bot does. Has to do with the breakouts. But I'm not going to say too much right now. But yes, we will be releasing more information about that sooner or later, right? Looking at PDD, though, PDD kind of had a better day, right? At least we finished green today. I'm still going to be covering PDD because, great company. I really like, how much of a competitor they are with U.S. retail. So PDD, I didn't check if Big Money was still in. I'm going to check after this video because I'm actually very curious. But, yeah, PDD is like down a whole $10 amount. So, just keep an eye on PDD. Bitcoin right now is actually just touched the 60,000 support. So, if you want to buy the dip here on Bitcoin, I'm sure here is a great place to do it, right? About 3 days ago or 4 days ago on Monday, we saw a pretty concerning low of 58,000, but we definitely rebounded. In April, we were down here as well before uptrending all the way to 72,000. But yeah, just keep an eye on Bitcoin, right? This could be another way to make money. In my opinion, Bitcoin's going to keep riding and keep increasing. But, that's just my opinion. But that Bitcoin, if for all you crypto guys out there, Bitcoin right now is around that 60,000 area. So could be a nice dip to buy into. But jumping over to Landon now for some of our big money plays for today.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. So to start the day, wasn't a lot of big money plays. But towards the end of the day, we did have a few big money plays come in. First one being for ticker symbol DKNG. And just to reiterate the play for you guys, call option contract, strike of 38, expiration of 9/20/2024, total premium count of 1.21 million, and total volume of 4K. Pretty solid stats there. A good decent amount of money there, and I mean, look at the movement today. A lot of movement. This did come a little later in the day, so if you would have bought that last initial dip, you would have seen some nice profit. But there is still some duration to these contracts, so definitely look to hold onto them for over the weekend and into next week. But moving on to our next one, it's for ticker symbol DELL or Dell. And I know we were watching Dell the entire day, but just to reiterate the play for you guys here, this is a call option contract, strike of 160, expiration of 8/16/2024, total premium count of 1.02 million, and a total volume of 3.6K. You know, in the beginning of the day, Dell wasn't doing too well. You know, look at those two massive drops. But the bot did call this out at 2:24 p.m. And from there, pretty good movement upwards. Um, I do like this holding over the weekend and for next week. We just had kind of an off day today just because the entire market was kind of downtrending. But for our final one, it's for ticker symbol MRNA. And just to reiterate the play for you guys here, call option contract, strike of 165, expiration of 11/15/2024, total premium count of 853K, and a total volume of 2K. Bot called this one pretty late in the day at 3:42 p.m. And you know we didn't see much movement. It started chopping out the stock, but from the looks of this chart, I mean, you guys can see you're pretty much buying the dip. A lot of movement today with this stock. You know, the stock has been downtrending, and we're really reaching those levels where we could see a massive support push it back up. You know, this could be a good stock to buy in for next week if it pushes a little lower to that first initial drop we had before the big pull upwards there. But overall, some solid big money plays, a lot of money. This is good data all around. But that's all for today. Back to you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you, Landon. And anytime you see anything with a computer company or a company that kind of is dabbling in semiconductors or anything to do with that, to the upside is always a good option, right? So I'm really gonna be watching Dell here. They are down since their earnings, but I feel like they could definitely recover because they make some pretty good laptops, right? And desktop computers and whatnot. So I'm gonna be watching Dell these next few days. But yeah, that's all for what we have in our big money today. Let's take a look at our earnings for next week. So looking at earnings for this week, this might be the worst earnings week I've ever seen in my life, but the economy made up for it with the amount of things we have going on this week. All right, earnings is not even going to matter because boom, stepping into it on Monday, right? We've got S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, ISM Manufacturing PMI, right? Tuesday, we've got Powell speaking. So get ready for a candle to hit all-time highs and all-time lows in 1 minute. Wednesday, we've got one Fed meeting. We've got non-farm employment change. We've got global services PMI, U.S. services PMI, ISM services PMI, crude oil inventories. Wednesday's very busy. Very, very, very busy. I'm probably not going to be even trading Wednesday just because of how busy this is. So, just keep an eye on this. But, know what's going on Wednesday because you open a trade and this Fed meeting, they say something that SPY doesn't like, boom, you're done. Like, it's over. Thursday, nothing. Take a day off if you feel like it. I guarantee you this is going to be a choppy day. And then Friday, we got Fed monetary policy report. We've got average hourly earnings, which I think this moves the market a lot, if I remember. And then we have non-farm payrolls. But if we head over to investing.com, to our economic calendar, right, and we take a look, we can see, right, a little bit more in depth, like I said. 3 stars means it's going to affect the market the most. 2 stars, moderate. 1 star, obviously, doesn't affect the market that much. Looking through this, right, there's a lot of stuff right here. If we just go ahead and filter real quick, we can see that, a lot going on Wednesday, right? Friday as well. So just be on the lookout this week. Be checking this every morning. Make sure you check and know what's going on. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning to the trading table. This has been Andrew and Landon. Be sure to join our free Discord. Link is in the description. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for a kind of, informational video.